Hey everybody!
Welcome back
To another Wildfire
live
stream!
I'm Nicholas Jansen,
And I'm Jade Robertson.
and
Here it is.
here we are again.
No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. Said, I remember when we used to sit in the government down in Trenchtown, up observing the hypocrites as they would mingle with the good people we meet. Good friends we had, oh, good friends we lost along the way. In this bright future, you can't forget your past, so dry your tears, I say, no woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. I want to go for it. Go. No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. Happy 420, everybody. Happy 420.
Happy 420.
I've eaten an edible, so I'm here in spirit.
So, yeah, 420 special. Jade will be your ambassador for marijuana, and I am for all the non-smokers out there. You can watch vicariously through me as I just live another normal day. But here we are.
Well, just wanted to go behind the meaning of 420, a little bit of the etymology and the history. In 1971, 5 high school students in San Rafael, California, used the term 420 in connection with a plan to search for an abandoned cannabis crop based on a treasure map made by the grower, calling themselves the Waldos because their typical hangout spot was a wall outside the school. The 5 students, Steve Capper, Dave Reddix, Jeffrey Knoll, Larry Schwartz, and Mark Gravich, designated the Louis Pasteur statue on the grounds of San Rafael High School as their meeting place, and 4:20 p.m. as their meeting time. The Waldos referred to this plan with the phrase 420 Louis. After several failed attempts to find the crop, the group eventually shortened their phrase to 420, which ultimately evolved into a code word the teens used to refer to consuming cannabis. I also heard that cops say we got a 420 in here, when they used to bust people for marijuana. But yeah, I mean, it's April 20th has become an international counterculture holiday where people gather to celebrate and consume cannabis, which is a bummer that it's COVID right now and people can't, celebrate with each other. But hey, we're here on a live stream celebrating virtually, so nonetheless, we continue.
We continue on.
But yeah, I'm really excited to bring Patrick onto the live stream tonight.
All right.
And bring his energy into ours, and bring ours to his. So I guess without further ado, let's bring Patrick on.
Let's do it.
Patrick! I should have read your bio.
Oh, no.
Canadore College. You are on Letterkenny. You got a lot of stuff.
I'm there now.
Sorry, I forgot to read your bio.
Clear it out right away. Look at that. Let's go, boys! At 420!
Man.
How are you?
Pretty good. Chilling.
What'd you do?
Running around all day doing things. Fucking picking up like insulin and shit, but on the way there. I didn't hear you. What was that?
You have diabetes.
Yeah, I got type 1.
So what do you mean you were going around looking for insulin, like foraging for insulin? Like
I'm looking for it in the back alleys, man. No, I went to Shoppers to go get it. I just was skating around, that's all. Just enjoying the day. It was kind of sunny, but it was fucking cold. My fingers were like falling off, feels like.
You can say, are you skateboarding?
Skateboarding, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, like Tony Hawk. Who's that guy, right?
Oh. He's not my uncle.
No, not mine either.
Well, it's good to see you. I'm curious, what did you have for breakfast?
I had a fruit smoothie, dragon fruit smoothie.
Nice.
Wow.
Well, I got to introduce you. This is Nick.
Hi.
What's up, Nick, man?
So Nick and I met each other back when we went to film school together at Brock U. Patrick and I met on Getting to Know You.
Yeah, that I was best boy grip on that, and then he was like, "What were you doing now? Locations PA?"
I was Locations PA and LSP. I was then
Not bad.
grip. They gave me some grip days.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you worked with me that one day. Like we had to black out that whole church. That was a day. Oh, that was a day.
With Mike Kostick, working with Hari.
Yeah, Hari. Shout out to Hari. Yeah, hopefully he's watching.
So I still
I
work.
checked it out.
Still work with Hari.
Oh, I know you do with Rolling Pictures. I went there for the Sioux Film Fest for Lawn Bros.
Yeah.
And I got to see his I'm like, is this your theater, man? Like, this is your editing suite? He's like, no, it's not mine. I'm like, well, it must be because it looks like you're here all the goddamn time. That's awesome. So I didn't know a bunch of you guys were like in it to win it, like did all these side projects. Most people I meet are just like, yeah, there for the paycheck, thanks. And then they just get offset. But like, you guys are there doing shit. I'm trying to meet people like that in the industry too,
Absolutely. Fuck yeah, I love that. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I mean, everybody's got something to offer for sure. And like, it's good even to be around negative personalities sometimes because it's like, then you learn, okay, that's what you're like. Okay, that's interesting. I don't know. It's a weird industry. I don't know. Like, I mean, we're both in it. We're both doing it. You're doing it on behind and in front of it.
It's got a lot of this. Yeah.
How's business been for you? Like, are you getting more like work now, or were you getting more work in the summer? Like, what's the work wave been like since, I guess, March of last year for you?
It's been fluctuating a lot. I got to key grip my first movie last year though in October, so it was cool.
Was that
horror flick too? Like it was like a body horror film. I'm not gonna say too much about it because I don't know if I'm allowed to, but I got to key grip it. It was pretty cool. And I did a lot of dailies. Like in the months, it'd be like 4 films, and I'd be like the daily on 3 of them. So I'd just be like traveling from different films. A lot, really tiring, but it was all right. Just a little different from what I'm used to. Like usually the key grips or the electrics that I usually work with, they're like, we got this lined up, but certain productions I'm on already got canceled last year, so I didn't get a chance to go on there. And so instead of like just being like, wow, I got nothing, I just would collect EI, work when I can, and then I started making Plywood Mine, the comedy sketches and stuff, mental health videos, and then I got into that, and then yeah, it's been satisfying ever since. Then I met this guy named Rodney, Chef Rodney 117. Shout out to him too. He runs a thing called Deliciously Dope TV. It's a podcast about breaking the stigma about well, it's more than the podcast, but it's like breaking the stigma of pot, getting professionals in there, learning things about CBD, what THC does to you, how terpenes work with the body, stuff like that.
And there's grandma smoking weed. See, I told my grandma not to come to the live stream tonight, but she actually grew her own weed last year. So
yeah. You want some of Grandma's special?
Well, no. So
before we get too deep into it, we skipped the bio. So for any people that don't know, I guess
I'm just a guy.
I don't know, Jay. Do you want to set up?
Let me set you up a little bit here. Let me set you up a little bit.
We've jumped right in. Jade is very good.
Yeah, I mean, I typically jump.
Happy 420 to you two, to Keith and Heather Mackey. They're watching right now. Well, shout out to those two.
Welcome.
Their Soul Freedom. That's what I think their name is called. Soul Freedom. I don't know how to say it.
So
I didn't learn how to read good.
Patrick, I'm gonna set you up a little bit. So Patrick McNeil is a longtime filmmaker and video creator.
Yeah, whatever.
16, he has been creating, editing, and producing his own content. His first unreleased production, entitled Dirt Squad, was a stunt. I almost want to say skunt. Oh.
Skunt, yeah, that's one of my words I use.
Well, it's a stunt.
Skunt, I used to say.
It was a stunt documentary released in 2009, and he made 10 copies, and it was never in print again. So wait, you made 10 DVD copies?
Oh man, okay. Here's the interview on that. So I made it, and then I'm trying to put it to DVD, and I don't know how the fuck to work like a DVD menu and stuff. So I was like, okay, so I exported it on this DVD thing. I think everything's good, but it only works in the format on the DVD formatting for PCs. So you couldn't play it on fucking like on PS3 or whatever the hell it was back then. What was it, 2009, 10 that came out? So I was just like, I'll make 10 and I'll just give it to like the boys who were in there. There's 6 of them. And there was 4 copies. There's 4 people in the world that have it. I don't even know who they are anymore. So it was a 58, 59 minute like stunt film. Like I just did I've been doing like stupid jackass shit since I was like young. So we got into CKY, like a little group of friends, me, my buddy Cody, my buddy Peter, and then Joe, another buddy of mine, Max Fryer, and some others like Zach Grenier, and then Chris Marcotte, like 7 of us. We all got together and made like skate and stunt. Some of us were more on the stunt side, some of us more on the skate side. I was like put both. Then we tried to make a backyard wrestling federation at one point, and that all went to hell too. But like that was, yeah. But like with like actually like thumbtacks and like fucking chairs and pieces of wood and shit. Like, and so yeah, we just made a thing called Dirt Squad. We're gonna make a skate video called Blacktooth. Get bladed. We're gonna make a thing called Blacktooth. And then that never happened, so we just made Dirt Squad and put all the footage we put into one video and then just kind of released it. I have a plan of re-releasing it, but with another project that's still kind of up in the air right now, but I'm working on it, thinking about it.
That's fucking cool. After high school and plenty of dead-end jobs, Patrick attended Canadore College.
Yeah, great times.
Great. I went to Brock, so everybody made fun of Brock, but...
Brock Lesnar.
What was Canadore like? What was the experience of going to Canadore like? What was Canadore?
Canadore was good. Had its ups and downs.
Were there cliques?
Oh yeah, tons. Like everything. There's always
like Mean Girls.
There's always like a group that thinks that like this is happening or that, but like we never know fucking anything. Like we base it on whatever we think. You know what I mean? If you're in a clique or a group of people who like accept you, it's just you're just doing that to be accepted, you know what I mean?
Anybody from that class, like from your Canadore College class in 2011, like that you come across in the industry and that you've worked with again?
I have a personal friend named Justin Tonique, or Jay Friggs, we call him. He does a lot of my plywood mine stuff. He is like he's a filmer, like stuff like that. I call him Tanaker. He was at the Sioux Film Fest, actually. He was with me, and Peter was there too. Like the 3 guys I'm in a picture with, that's Peter, the guy from Dirt Squad and all that stuff, like childhood buddy. And then Tanaik is the shortest guy there, Tanaker.
I'm going to drop this photo. It was the Sioux Film Festival, which you put your film, which was called Lawn Boys?
The Lawn Brothers. The Lawn Brothers, yeah.
The Lawn Brothers. DeLon right and DeLon left.
Yeah, here's the poster right there.
I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna find you in here. Well, they posted all the photos of people. Oh, there it is. Okay. So this is you with your crew.
Pretty much, yeah. You just can't tell who we are because we got the mouse on. It's pretty cool. That's not me. That's my brother.
So who's this?
That's that's Tanak, and then fucking Klein is right there.
Nice. And so you met both of them in Canadore or just one?
No, Pete I met in grade 6, grade 7. We kind of were bad influences, me and Cody, on him. We got him like to quit hockey to come skate and like burn shit and do stupid crap, you know, like stunts. And then tonight I met in Canadore. We were actually at every September they have a powwow and everything, and we were just out there talking, and I started telling him about old TV shows I used to watch and stuff, and then he was making these jokes that were just like ahead of their time, just laughing and laughing at him. I'm like, dude, who the fuck are you? You know what I mean? Right. Started talking to him, and then like we kind of made I made a thing called DSBT TV during college. That was like my variety comedy stunt show with skateboarding and music promotion, because I was in and out of bands then too. And tonight filmed pretty much every episode, and he helped me write shit. And some of the Plywood Mine sketches that are out there, like Light at Night and Waterlogged, those are ones that he helped me write. He wrote the script, or he wrote like the story. I just put it in script form. So yeah, he's got a mind of his own. He does he's got a unique mind too when it comes to comedy, and he's doing his own thing like in film and stuff like that. Yeah. Huh.
Well, I kind of want to. I guess we'll go through the questions that we planned.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I just meant like
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I mean, you're an actor and you work behind the scenes as well. And have you done both on Letterkenny? You've worked behind the scenes and been in front of the camera?
Yeah, I do electric work, and then I'm a conner as well. Not all the time, but for the past a while seasons, yeah, that have been filmed. Yep.
So on those days, do people treat you differently?
Nope.
That's
I'm
good.
treated like the same all the time, pretty much, man.
That's good. I think
On another set, I don't know, but Letterkenny always has been. I've always been respected. People have been very respectful to me. I try to be respectful to them too. I don't like causing a lot of animosity. I like to try to build everyone up there and be like, let's go, let's do it, type of thing. Like, I don't know.
well, we'll jump in there a little bit later, but that's really cool.
Yeah,
That's refreshing. I like that.
for sure.
So we have some questions here for you. You want to start?
Well, the first question is, how are you?
I am pretty good, I'd say.
All right.
Scale of 1 to 10.
Are we diving in to the
2 out of 10. No, no, that's the bad side. Okay, maybe about a 6.
That's what
I don't know how to rate that shit. People are like, what kind of baked are you? 1 out of 10, the scale. I'm like, I don't fucking know. I just am.
Wildfire and Stewie just had a baby.
But then there's the other people who come up to me and they're like, oh, I don't care what the strain is. I just want to smoke it. I'm like, okay, fine. But I'm a strain. Like, I love the strain, like, fucking things. And Mr. fucking, I know everything about weed type thing. Like, I love all that shit.
Well, yeah, I can tell from, what's his name, 711, 117, Chef Rodney.
117. Yeah, Chef Rodney. Shout out again, buds. Hopefully he's watching. I don't know if he is or not.
Either way,
Check out the names here.
here, I'll just do a quick little plug.
No, he isn't. He's probably busy. He's got lots of shit on his plate. Anyway.
Chef Rodney. Chef Rodney, everybody.
The filter's up.
There he is, right there, yeah. Fire.
Light my fire.
Yeah, he should be happy with that. Deliciously Dope TV, everybody. Check him out on YouTube. Subscribe.
What is your favorite word?
My favorite word?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's hard. I like swamp donkey. I've been liking that lately.
What's your least favorite word?
Anyone that's derogatory or hate-filled towards like a race or a group of people.
What was that, sorry?
Any word that is derogatory or offensive to a group of people or race of people, because it's all hate-filled and bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that stuff.
What turns you off?
What do you mean turn me off? Like sexually, in an actual way, or straight up, like right to it? Just a Tinder date? What's going on?
What turns you off?
I'm gonna go quote Marge Simpson: pedestrians, underwear. No, I don't know. I don't know, man, because there's a lot of things that I used to do that turn me off now, and it's just like, because I look at that now and I'm like, why was I like that, or why was this just pretend, like, just like you think you know more than you actually know about something, or you do this or you do that, and it's just like, yeah, well, I read like a forum, so I know all the stuff on it now, and it's like, not really, because like you don't know too much, man. You only know what you know. So don't act like something. Don't don't stroke your ego so much. Like, try to be more self-reflective. Look at yourself. Look outside yourself to see inside other people. Instead of like, just being so self-centered. Because I was a very self-centered person a few years ago, man. Like, I wasn't really, I kind of would be like, I'd be listening, but I'd be kind of just be like, because just like, I'm so caught up in my own shit and in my own like pain and this, and I think it's all special and that and whatever. And it's like, it's not, though. Like, everyone's suffering, man. Like, everyone who's trying to build you up right now is suffering too, but they're taking time out of your day to try to build you up and like relieve your suffering a bit. So maybe you should notice that and kind of go with that shit. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So that was what turns you off. What turns you on?
Just lots of stuff.
Like,
but I don't know what sense you're talking here, but
what, like, honestly, like, you're a comedian and you do a lot of sketch comedy. So what are some things about like maybe comedy that turn you on creatively?
Oh, creatively. Oh, just like offbeat humor. People are allowed to, who are willing to like cross the line and take the drummer and throw him over the cliff with it. Like, I love those comedians, like Jason Rouse or John Doerr, even a guy I work with on Letterkenny, Mark Forward.
Jason Brown, crazy. I
All
work
those
at
guys.
Jason's house.
Yeah, like all these guys they're grand. Like I love those dudes.
Have you worked?
Because they have a different set. Same with K-Trev. Like K. Trevor Wilson, he's got different sense, you know, like it's unique. That's the stuff I like. Not like just the same old, like, you know, you just get up there and then it's just, I don't know. There's lots of comedians who kind of have the same type of like vibe almost, and it doesn't really stand out because it's kind of like made for a certain audience, but I don't really know who to name that because I don't want to name or like talk shit about anybody's work because they work hard on it too. This is just my opinion, so I don't want to like shit on anything because like lots of people out there be like plywood mine's fucking bullshit. You should be fucking dead. Fuck you, you know, like because that's how people are, all bitter. So I don't want to shit on anyone's work because they work hard on it. But my opinion on some people's work who like I'm not going to name any names. I just have a different opinion on it. That's all.
What's your favorite curse word?
Oh, it's got to be cunt. I love that one. And fuck. It's the Cape Breton in me.
You're from Cape Breton.
No, it's my parents are. They just they they made me, so I'm part of them. And
Got it. That's your heritage. Is there a sound or noise you love, or a sound or noise that you hate?
Sound or noise that I hate.
And or love. Sound that you hate, how much you love it.
We're gonna turn the fire on. Never.
I don't know what sound I hate. I can't think of that right now.
Like nails on a
What
chalkboard.
I do like is like heavy guitar and metal and stuff like that. And
You're pretty used to like louder noises. You like the loud.
maybe someone who like this on someone's chest in wrestling. That's a great noise too. The old knife edge chop. Woo! That thing. It's always great.
What profession rather than your own would you like to attempt?
Profession. I don't know. Cabinet maker.
Oh, I think you're gonna say cat.
Professional skateboarder. I would like to be a skateboarder. That'd be cool. But that was my first one, but that never happened.
If heaven exists, what would you want to hear from God at the pearly gates?
Thank you for that question. Good one.
If heaven exists, what do I hear from God? You fucked up.
Do you have any tattoos?
No. Just scarifications.
So where are you from?
North Bay.
So North Bay. What's it like growing up there? What's the upbringing like there? What memories do you have of growing up in North Bay?
Hell on earth. No, I didn't grow up in North Bay. I grew up all around.
Where'd you
My
grow?
dad was military.
You grew up all around?
Yeah, my dad was military. I was born in North Bay, grew up a little bit, went to Germany, came back to North Bay, grew a little bit more, went to Oklahoma, and then came back to North Bay, and then finally grew the fuck up and became me. So there's like a few places I've lived. Germany, I don't remember. Oklahoma was a little fucked up, but I tried to make the best of it. And then here is just North Bay is just, it's a small town, small northern Ontario town. That's why I like being on Letterkenny. It's like some of the jokes are so fucking relatable. Like some of the things in that show is just like, dude, it's like North Bay. Like, but we wouldn't fight each other. We'd set each other on fire or go skateboarding or make a video or something, you know?
Right. So being up north, how did you get your start in acting or filmmaking? Like, did that start during your school days, or did that come a bit later? Or
Probably like high school. I got into like, well, a little bit before high school, we're starting to get into Jackass and CKY super heavily. So I was watching those guys do the stupid stunts and the skateboarding and shit. But I was already a skateboarder at this point. Been skateboarding since I was like 10, and just them getting launched into shopping carts or jumping off of like buildings into like big giant trees and like falling all the way down. I don't know. It just intrigued me. I'm like, that looks like it would be kind of hilarious to do with your friends. So then I got a little little crew together, and they all stuck by me. We all just tried to make videos and skate videos and shit. And then when we were making sketches, we were like trying to make, like sketches kind of like emblemed from them type of thing. Like, or like maybe like, and like a CKY enigma almost, like trying to make a new, like a hybrid type thing. Just because we were so heavily influenced by it. But then when I started figuring out the art of comedy, like in college and like the end of high school, then I was like, oh, okay, so there's a certain structure to this shit. And then over the years, I've learned, like, it's really, it takes a while to get your own style.
And what about stand-up?
Stand up? I've done that a few times. Just some amateur nights in Sudbury. Nothing too major.
From my recollection, you were living in Sudbury, or were you not?
Yeah, I lived there for a bit too. 3 years, from about 2015 to 2018. I lived there.
You're in North Bay right now. How long have you been living in North Bay for?
Since August 2018.
Okay. Well, we have some like kind of like actor questions to kind of get into, and just sort of like what are some things you do when you research approach a role, and sort of like, what have been some of your techniques to getting there, I guess, and what are some roles that you want to take on that you haven't yet?
Well, I have an agent, so she gets me a lot of roles to do or like, just read. But when I get those ones, they're kind of a little bit like out of my, well, it feels like it's out of my acting radar because I'm used to like comedy or scaring people. So like if it's like a drama or like trying to make people sad or whatever like that, so I got to go to a different kind of state. So I try to do that, and I try my best with like the character that I'm trying to play. But like the work that I try to find for myself is usually like niche, like could be like a drug dealer or a hobo or someone who kind of looks like like me, like kind of like a more like scum of society. Like that's what people would kind of say. Like that's how I would look because I got like a patchy beard. Well, I'm not trying to say I'm talking shit about myself. I'm fine. I'm cool. I don't give a fuck what I look like. But this is just I know I have a niche look, and I know that's how the industry views it. So.
Acting, but like, what are some things you want to like get outside of the business and be creative and try? Like, what are some roles that people wouldn't, or like they're saying you should do this, but what are some things you think you can do that they're not seeing?
Outside of the industry?
No, within like the business of acting, and I guess you have to market yourself, right? So it's like finding ways to show to your agent or to, I guess, cast people that are casting that you can do other things as well.
Oh, then I just create my Plywood Mind sketches. Like I made this little series called Absolute Auditions,
Right?
and I just make up a random character, and I kind of like put something in my head. I also am a character actor as well. Like I got all my characters on Plywood Mind or from DSBT TV, like the show I did first. I'm like I just want to make individual stories with these guys instead. So I do one called Albert Flynn, and he's like a drunk, like kind of anarchist. He's always like kind of destroying, fucking around, telling people to fuck off. And I got Benjamin Smithers, who's kind of timid and he's trying to make it in the acting industry, and he talks like this, and he's like a bit like frigid and everything. And then there's Craig Henning, who's a local drug dealer, who's like he looks like a fucking like a Friday the 13th Part 2 like knockoff, and he has one eye hole, and people make fun of him for that shit. Yeah, see, that's one of my characters. Like I play, but I'm playing like an exaggerated girl with a beard, like shit like that.
Auditioning for movies that don't even exist. Welcome to AA, Absolute Auditions.
Yeah, it's like making fun of a lot of different shows.
Right.
So it's like you can just or like just auditions in general, like who you're gonna run into, like type of thing. Like, oh fuck, look at this guy, like Jesus Christ, type of thing.
Right. So talking a bit about, we'll go from there into a bit of your Plywood Mind and your online content. Just getting behind your creative process in creating these comedic personas. Is there a strategy to it, or do you just try different things and experiment and see what works? Or
What do you mean by a strategy?
Half and half. You almost got it right there. Like I do experiment with certain things. Some things I think are working, but I haven't touched it in a while, and I'm like, then it's not really, like you're not touching it as much. But my creative process is just like I'm just constantly thinking of ideas all the time. And I kind of just write in like notebooks, like whatever my thoughts are. I'll write in my memo, and I'll make sure that like I take the time to sit down wherever I am, or like pull over to the side of the road to write down the idea, because I got like there's like a thought stream, and it's like whatever one you can grab, you can salvage, and that could become like a fucking video, you know what I mean, or a sketch or something. But if you lose it in the thought stream, then you kind of can't get it back. So you gotta write it down right away, like make sure you have it. Then when you review it on another day, and if it's still making you laugh, then maybe you should go with it. But if it's like, yeah, that was a stupid idea, then you just go on to the next one, because then you just work from there. It's like idea, plant a seed, and then move forward. Yeah, see, there you go. Sharpie,
you record
put that shit in your pocket.
or like video notes of yourself doing characters as well? You can hear it.
Yeah, like I'll do voice clips, or I'll film myself like oh, okay, so Albert Flynn does this, and then I just act like I'm like in a certain like part of the scene, and then I'm like, okay, I got to do that for that day.
Has Connor been the longest running role on screen for you?
Yeah, dude, I think it was like the like pretty much almost the only one, man. I've only gotten a few other roles besides it.
You got your actor and you got your IATSE, you got these certifications. So you show up and just be like, yeah, you need a guy? You got a guy there, you got a guy there.
You're like, yeah, look at me. You need a hobo, a guy who just got out of a fight, a serial killer, right here.
One of our cast members of the film Wildfire, that's why we're here interviewing, is because we're promoting this film called Wildfire that I shot, Nick did sound on, and our good friend Greg is doing the visual effects and directed and basically like did everything else. Everything.
Yeah, exactly. I hear that.
I mean, yeah, it's been kind of a crazy ride with it, and keeping in touch with everybody. Like we've really built a family over the course of it. So I'm just curious, like with your Letterkenny family, do you guys have a good bond with each other and keep pretty close?
Cast and crew, yeah, dude. Like I think I like to say I get along with all of them, and I like to say I consider them all friends too with me. And I know that like reciprocation's always different. Like I could be like this way towards someone, or they could be, and then they reciprocate it a different way. But it's like you can't expect things from people, right? But it's just like I love everyone. This is just my opinion of everybody. I love everyone on that set, crew or cast. It doesn't matter. Like it always has a good vibe. The mornings are always just great. We're all groggy or tired from the night before, but we're like happy to be there. We're gonna make some great, hilarious content, and by lunch, our faces are hurting from laughing. So it's always a great environment. And when it's not a great environment, they get the right people to like sift through it and be like, well, you're not welcome back. So, you know what I mean? Like they try to make sure that it's always a positive, like a positive environment where like you don't need bullshit. Every set should be like that. This is my opinion. Like every set should be like this. Like you shouldn't have a bunch of negative this or that, or director freaking out, or first AD thinking they're all almighty, whatever, or like, you know, the grips are just whatever, blah blah, like thinking they can do whatever the fuck they want. It's like it's a well-oiled machine, a film. Like one thing's not working well, then how everything else is gonna fucking work. Like it's a hierarchy of things that make it all work.
But it's got to be ready all the time.
Yeah, I know, but people just always status, or like, you know, they always put they always put something to it when it's like that doesn't matter. Like, stop trying to like personify it or make it personal or something, man. It's part of the job. It's part of the well-oiled machine. Like, learn it, love it, and if you don't, then maybe you should try to find something else that's for you. Because like I find a lot of things to that question, like things that turn me off, egos. Like people have like egos, and they think like because they did something or they talk to a certain people or they know so and so or whatever, they think they can just like run around in junk and just say whatever and do whatever. It's like that's not how things work, man. You got lucky to do that, so you should be grateful and be humble and you like have humility towards that shit. Like I've done tons of fun things and hung it with like tons of like names or whatever, but I don't go gloating about it. It's just I've done that, and that was part of my life. Now it isn't. Part of my life now is here on the Wildfire live stream, giving you boys my fucking attention. Thank you for having me, 100%.
Love having you here. This is great. I smoked some weed earlier, and I've been feeling self-conscious, and I'm sorry, Nick, for making it smoky in here, and I wanted to
That's all good.
room. I just wanted to clear the room, okay?
It's like, I can't see.
What is your most memorable positive, I guess, from working on set, or not positive? What was your most memorable story, like crazy set story or fun set story that you can recall?
There's a lot of them on set and off too, but like the funnest times, some of them were like the season 3, I think it was. I don't know what the seasons are in Crave. It's all screwed up, switched from like the shooting schedules. But anyways, I was with Sarah Gadam when she came in and played Gay, and we dressed up like the clowns. You know that killer clown thing that was happening in the early 2000s, like scaring people with the clown suits? I'm pretty sure that's what. Don't quote me on it. I think that's what Jared and Jacob were making fun of then. And the skids are trying to be like, you know, scary and junk, but like breaking shit with Tyler and Evan and Sarah and Danny and everything like that. That day was just like, that was like a fucking vibe, man. It was a mood. Like I felt that energy like for days afterwards. I fucking loved it. It was great. Like it was all the stuff I did in my like Dirt Squad shit like that, but I'm doing it professionally with like Canadian icons and just like having a blast and having fucking scars like afterwards, because I got a pretty hefty scar. Like, it's not really visible anymore, but it was here when I elbow dropped the fucking mailbox in one of the scenes for Letterkenny. I just went all out, like fucking. We're just like smashing shit for those scenes, right, during the À la Claire Ensemble. I think that's the rap group's name for the song that was behind it. It's like a montage. So we're in the car, we're coming up with bats, we're breaking shit. So I elbow dropped one of the mailboxes, and like I helped Tyler pull out a fucking one in the ground, and we threw it on the ground, and we're like giving it the finger. It's so fun. It's a good time. Anytime dancing with those guys, it's always been fun. It's always good.
Yeah, I mean, call yourself a professional dancer after all of your dancing you've done on Letterkenny now?
No, I'm just the master of the King Tut. I got that going. Yeah. Evan's the dancer, man. Evan, like, he's the guy who's just like, okay, so I kind of thought of a funny skid dance, and then he kind of choreographed something. Then we kind of all go online with it, and then he's like, I'm going to do some breakdancing now. And we're like, well, can't do that. So it's pretty cool.
Whoa. Okay, I'm gonna give the
So, no. Back to your.
I cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
I'm done now.
Your YouTube stuff, I guess. After seeing and working on these, major productions, how has that production value affected your own work and maybe improved it as you see like the process happen?
Has improved my work?
Yeah, has it or just like either working like key grip or like seeing how it's done, and has that reflected into your stuff at all? Or
being an electric and a grip really helps with lighting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. I just I don't have a lot of professional sound equipment, but I know how to use it. I know how to manipulate it. I know how to do all that stuff. Jackson. Jackson. Are you talking about Jackson Slade?
My brother's here. My brother Jackson just joined.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Cool. So yeah, well, I definitely the lighting and the grip things, like, for sure. The sound is like we're just getting some. I'm starting to get like more equipment now and like have more assets and things to like bring more production value to Plywood Minds. But knowing framing and just knowing all the stuff, like, just to basically make a sketch is pretty much all I really need. Like, watching the Letterkenny is all cool and unfolding, and all these other like productions I've been on that are like really, really grip or really, really electric heavy. It teaches you a few things, or like you can use household items to make makeshift stuff, or just MacGyvering shit. It's pretty much what a grip does, is MacGyver things.
cool.
Making light and making shadows to the light, and like supporting camera, because like they need support sometimes. They're on a ledge on something. They need someone to be on the other part of the ledge, so like their life's more at risk, and the camera's okay, and the footage is okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, so controlling the light, supporting camera, laying a lot of track, balancing a lot of track for a lot of dollying, working with dolly grips. I'm just curious about the grip world, and a little bit some grip tips, potentially some rip it and grip it moments that you've had over the years.
Grip it, yeah. There's like getting to know you with some of them, man. Like, there was some in there. Usually when I'm a best boy there is, but certain key grips I was working for, like I'd solve the problem and they wouldn't give me the credit, or they would just whatever, ego stuff that we were talking about. But hey, that's on them. They're suffering, they're brokenhearted. I just hope that they get the help that they need one day. But anyways, like,
Gotta eat it.
you do have to think on your you do have to think on your feet when you're a grip. And then so like if say you're blocking out a house because you're shooting in the day and they need nighttime, and then you don't have enough rags, which are like the solids. They come in like 6 by 6, 8 by 8, 12 by 12, 15 by 15, 20 by 20, and so forth, depending on how big the show is or how big you need it, like the gear list or what warehouse you're going to get it from. And you just, like, if you're blocking, they need like another, like, a strip of place here, and you have no other like darks, nothing like that, go find your Duvetine. Or you could use like a little bit of a thinner, like I don't know, say you have like a mesh, or I don't know, neoprene or something like that, that's long enough or wide enough, and you can use it to attach to the solid. I mean, like, this is just like that's just like shitty rigging it right away, like right on your feet stuff. But like, or you can, if you can, depending on the where you can go on the location, if you can just staple it, or if you can just like clip it or whatever. It's all just like making it work, pretty much.
But how important being able to do things quickly as a grip is, and be able to, in matters of setting things up and ripping them down, just because, that's the way it is. What are save time? What are some ways that you can save time as a grip? Some tips to like,
make sure your fucking team is like they got their heads on straight, because like I'm gonna admit it, when I was first in the industry, I didn't have my head on straight. I was just thinking about like, yeah, I'm in films now and look at this and blah blah blah. Like I wasn't putting my mind into the right things. So like I didn't understand there's no I in team until working as a grip, because like the key is depending on his best boy to have the schedule of the day like ready, to have, say we have 3 shoot locations and I'm the key, and we need a crane rig or and a track at one location, and then we need to black out another place for another location for tomorrow or something. So I'm depending on my best boy and our daily, or another third that we have hired for the show because they're allowed to take that third for the day, go set all that up, and me as a key, I'm now depending on my strong third to be able to cover set with me, because I'm laying dolly track, unless it's a dolly grip or whatever. But if there isn't and it's a lower budget film, you're a key grip / dolly grip. So you're laying track and you're calling the shots on walkie, and then you only have one guy or a daily with that one guy helping you. So you got to have a strong best boy who's good at like strategizing like a schedule for grips, and you got to have your good workers, your thirds, and a dolly grip who doesn't like need too much help. Like he or she has been like on it. They know how to lay track on a fucking like on a roller coaster. They could lay it straight across. You know what I mean? Like they don't give a fuck. That's what you need. You need to have dependence on the people. Once you have like if you get a solid team behind you, that's like really hard to come by. That's why I know there's certain teams in the north and in Toronto why they don't even go out unless they don't go outside of their team unless they're sick or like there's a human condition or something. You know what I mean? So it's like once you find a solid team, keep that. If you have a solid team, that's how a grip department or an electric department or any department for that matter like work. You got to make your key it's not about making them look good. It's about making them look like their job is being done efficiently. I always was taking it a different way. Now I'm like, oh, it's got to be done efficiently and in a certain amount of time. If you're always waiting on grips or always waiting on electric, there's an asset in that team that's slowing it down, whether it's the key, the best, or the thirds, or not enough communication, or not enough, like, talks at lunch, like, okay, boys, second half, we're doing this. Okay, boys and girls, we're doing that for the second half or the first half. Like, have meetings at the hotel. Like, it's a lot of communication and a lot of, like, really, really being dependent on each other as workers. Take your personal shit and leave it at home. Business is business, baby. That's how it goes.
Yeah, but we do work in a chaotic, like, industry where there is a lot of up and down and stress. So how do you support one another as a team, as a leader? If you're the key grip, how do you support your team when things are getting stressful and you're even pretty stressed?
You have to be the influence, and you cannot show that you're stressing. You can't show stress. You have to be calm. Like I've actually had, I'm not going to say the production or whatever, when I was working on it, I've had this one here, that one there, and I'm just like, okay, I'm like, hold on 1 second. I'm like, what do you need? Okay, got it. Give me a second. What do you need? Okay. All right, I can get you some sandbags. All right, for you? All right, cool. And then you just have to be like, you have to say, I give you the time. I give you, like, please be patient. I'm going to give you the time. We only have 5 minutes. Be like, do you want it done correctly? Or do you want it done stupidly? Correctly and safely, or stupidly and dumb and just done? Dumb and done, or like safe and like, sound.
Dumb.
Figure it out. What do you want?
Dumb.
Yeah, that's lots. There's tons of productions that have done that, and then it ends up in the news. Oh, stuntman dies because there was a shitty rig. Well, take fucking time. It doesn't matter if you're off schedule a little bit. Big fucking whoop. You want everyone to go home? Then do it safely. No. So give everybody has to take the time for the time, no matter how much fucking pressure there is, and try to be fucking calm.
Who do you get that from the most? DPs? Or gaffers? Or keys? Or what?
It depends on your pose, man. If you're a best boy, your key is usually on you a lot. If you're a key, I notice DP or even production's on you. Like, your production side's like, why is your third doing that? And it's like, I'm not his fucking keeper. I'm on fucking set. You talk to him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like,
What? So that horror film that you keyed, can you talk anything about it or no?
I don't know what's too much released about it. That's why, but like I keyed it, and it's like body horror, and it was the working title was called Gone Upriver.
How did the job go for you? I mean, like, was that your first time keying? You said.
Yeah, it was my first time keying. I think it went pretty well. It was kind of like a small little family because we got a bubble. We got to go at the Super 8 Motel in Perry Sound, and we just pretty much filmed it in and around there. And we all got tested, everything there, and we all had rooms, and we just kind of like stayed in a bubble. It was like living in a village almost for like a month. It was kind of cool.
20 days? Like, what was the length of the shoot?
I think it was 20, yeah. No, 18, yeah. 18, 19 days, yeah. About 4 weeks.
Well, what do you want to say?
Well, just going off that, I mean, any like working during COVID and in this bubble, like changing the approach. Well, I guess obviously it would, but do you notice any like differences to how you would approach your job versus normal times, or just being more
Just sanitizing things more, really. Like,
right?
yeah. Just that, there's that, and then like just getting the screen thing is kind of hard to get used to. Like you're all in your work mode, and you got a half-hour pre-call, and you're putting your frames together, and you're like, oh fuck, I gotta get screened, and then you gotta go get screened, and they ask you the questions, do the little, put the gun to your head, and yeah, don't shoot, blah blah, and then you go to set. That's what I'm just getting used to, but like it doesn't really bug me. I'm already like kind of a intro extrovert. Like I can stay at home for weeks on end and just watch movies and write shit, and I can also go in to Puerto Rico and party for 5 fucking days with people, if they wanted me to. Like I can do both. It just depends on my mood and like and how I'm feeling, and I'll just be straight up about that because I don't hide my shit anymore. I tell you right away. That's how everyone should be. You shouldn't hide stuff because that makes you start feeling like impended inside, and there's like this doom, and then it all comes out in anger, and then you look like a freak in the middle of the grocery store or something. You don't want that.
Perfect.
Don't pull your pants down and start yelling. We're all 15 at one point.
Today's a special day. It's 420. Cannabis sativa is an annual herbaceous flowering plant indigenous to Eastern Asia, but now
My favorite.
cosmopolitan distribution due to widespread cultivation.
Why don't you write that yourself?
Are you down?
Did you?
We're going to enter into some 420 questions with you, Pat, if you're ready for that.
I don't know if I'm ready.
Take it away, Nick.
We can go.
420 questions are fun. I like these.
All right.
Oh, we got an itch. Oh, private place. Now I'm ready.
First time you smoked weed, or what do you remember about it?
First time I did was grade 9 in a circle with some friends. Sarah Brophy's like, let's go to fucking Puerto Rico. Hi, Sarah. That's one of my buddies. She's cool.
So, Sarah, do you prefer the smell or the taste of weed?
Both. Whether it's carbed or not, I don't care. I used to make these things called firecrackers, and you just you put those, like, you just take cannabis or any product, keef, whatever. You put it on like Nutella or peanut butter. You take 2 graham crackers and you just spread it on top, and then you put the product on top, put it in the middle, cook it at I think 320 for about 23 minutes. Don't eat the whole thing. Eat like a corner of it, like maybe cut it into 4s. Like get those graham crackers and like cut it into like 4 squares. Have like one little bit, and like about an hour later, it should be good.
I'm gonna grab the charger. I'll be right back.
So what's your favorite
Shipped edible.
method of consumption?
Favorite method of consumption? All 3, but I do like edibles. You've been prepping your whole life for these questions. Yes, Sarah, I have been since you knew me in grade 2, dude. Like, I knew you in grade 2. Sorry. Anyway,
What tunes are you listening to while you're high? Is there a specific genre or musical group?
oh, it's like this, man. There could be it could be like death metal, like Cataclysm, Cannibal Corpse, Amon Amarth stuff, or it could go all the way to like rap and chill music like Suicide Boys, Wu-Tang Clan, and then there's EDM like Boys Noise, stuff like that.
Okay.
I'm all around. Also, who else is there? Marshmallow's pretty good.
Yeah. Nice.
Diverse.
Indica or sativa?
Sativa most of the time because I like it during the day, but like indica is kind of nice just for certain things. But I will say hybrid,
Nice.
a little bit of both.
Favorite movie to watch while high, or favorite movie you have watched while high?
There's so many. Citizen Kane. No,
Wow.
I'm just joking. I would say probably The New Guy. That's a good one.
Nice.
Or VHS series. I like that one too. Like the found footage series. Horror to comedy.
What's your favorite stoner?
Stoner film. Grandma's Boy, for sure.
Oh,
Ben?
How High as well. Love that one. Like Method Man is like fucking hilarious in that shit.
What's the worst movie to watch while high?
The Room.
Ooh. The Room.
The Room.
Okay. Going back. Oh, I skipped over one.
I'm back, Pat. It's been a while.
Hi. I'm glad you're back. I know it's been a while.
Well,
I also like watching wrestling baked too. Like wrestling medicated is real fun. I'm representing my girl Abaddon today, so yeah.
Nice.
She's good shit. Living dead girl. She spits up blood and stuff and then mutilates her opponents.
Sounds like a fun Saturday night.
Yeah, it's all in fun. It's wrestling fun. Anyway.
Do you have any experiences with psychedelics?
Yes.
Cool.
Cool.
What's the trippiest weed story you have, or
Weed story? Oh my god, there's so many because it's been an everyday thing since I've been like a medical patient. Shit.
or maybe like with
I'll think about that one. I like that. Nice. I'll think about that one and we'll come back as the last question.
All right. So there's this viral trend going around. Oh my God, what is happening? About your dream blunt. What 2 or 3 people would you like to smoke with the most? Either like famous or not. I have no idea what's going on right now.
Who I would smoke with?
Yeah.
Hey, Jamie.
Living or dead?
Living or dead?
This is like the questions Rod asks on his show. How many people? Just the one?
2 or 3.
Or 4.
Like a solid.
2, 3, or 4. Okay, I'd bring my buddy Justin Brauzo back to life because he, rest his soul, he committed suicide in 2019. My friend Cassandra Kane, because she's really fun to get ripped with. You know Cassandra, Jade. And,
Cassandra rocks!
and right. Who else is there? I'm trying to think of someone who would be like. I wonder how Zach Galifianakis would be to smoke with, or John Doerr, one of those two. Because I don't think John Doerr is a smoker, but I'd like to see him baked. Lots of guys, lots of girls too. I'd like to see like ripped, but it's hard to put into one thing because everyone's so unique. Like there's no two of anyone, you know.
To shoot a question out there.
I just wanted to.
Unless you're a twin, but you just have the same face. The brains, no.
I'm interviewing some horror twins next week. I'm excited about it.
Horror twins?
Yeah, they direct horror movies.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
A boot for sure. A boot for sure.
They did a fuck. I've seen it before. Did they do a Saw movie?
I don't think so. I gotta do my research, man. I don't even want to say it right now, but I got a lot of preparation.
Yeah, don't tell me on here. We'll talk about it maybe after, but like don't say it on here because like I know all the secrecies and like you can't say stuff.
It'll be cool. It'll be cool in a week. It's in a week.
Oh yeah, I'm stoked. I'll check it out.
Keeping it as obviously vague as possible.
It's gonna be on Buck Productions.
Hey, Jimmy Hagland, what up?
I'll
Because
say
they're just saying hey.
Soska sisters, and I'm interviewing them next week on Tuesday. I don't care. I'm saying it. It's happening. So
The Doska sisters?
the Soska.
Soska. Oh man, that rings a bell, dude. I'll have to look them up.
They
I'm a
dropped
horror fanatic too. Like I've watched a lot of horror films in my day, so yeah.
They're developing some horror stuff with the company that I do social media for. So I do social media live streams. So I'm going to be interviewing them next week and talking to the writer of something and the director, and it's like going to be interesting. I'm excited for it.
Right.
But
That's awesome, dude.
I'm not going to smoke marijuana on that one. I'm going to be straight edge and just hitting them with
No. This is a special one, 420, and I was like, well, you should just, because it's the day. Nick, I respect you for not partaking, even though there's peer pressure probably all around you, and you're like, fuck you, I'm doing it my own way. Probably in a nicer way.
It is just constant peer pressure. As someone
Yeah.
who didn't grow up drinking or smoking or anything like that, like living with Jade now is just like a culture shock, but
That's great.
Um,
He is a blast. If I'm getting to know you is fun. Like seeing his dad live play music. Oh fuck, your dad's a blast too, man. I'll never forget him doing this in his seat, like just snapping, like loving life. He's great. Yeah, never forget that. And he was singing some offbeat show tune. He was like kind of out of it, and like just like woo. He was great.
Yeah, he's a trip. What are your thoughts on edibles?
Oh, love him, dude. I'm a Rick Simpson oil fan, so yeah.
Are there any negatives to smoking marijuana?
There's tons of them, but not on my end. It all depends on the person, all depends on your chemical buildup, depends on your mental buildup, depends on what cannabis will do to you, like on your motivation. Will it make you like more inspired to live your life and do things you want to do, or will it bring you more down and keep you like staying in bed all fucking day? Because that's why there's so much like this and that about it. That's why me and Rod try to help Rod out with his thing, and tell people about the stigma of cannabis. Like smoking a joint can help, but there's a lot of like counterparts to smoking that joint that you need to be on top of in order for it to work. If you're not on top of your mental health and you're just depending on this vape cartridge to like solve all your problems, you're gonna have a bad time. You need to like know yourself and learn self-awareness and learn mental health and learn all this other stuff first, and then maybe like find out what works for you and what doesn't work for you, because there's certain strains that will work for people when it doesn't work for others. You know what I mean? So it's all a lot of different, it's balancing, and it's when to know it and when to not know it, like when to do it and when not to do it as well. Like you don't want to show up fucking blitzed for work all the time. Like I know I have this. I know I have the stigma on it, on my face. I know it and everything like that because I don't have very good vision, and I didn't for a long time. Because I was always squint. Plus, I smoke a lot of cannabis. So lots of people will have on set and everything like that early in my career were like, he looks like he's baked all the time coming to set and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, when in reality, it's like, no, I don't feel comfortable smoking weed before I go to set. Like I get too anxious. I did it at the start of my career. I'm not going to lie, like 1 or 2 times, but I got too anxious and I'm like, I'm not doing this anymore. And I haven't done it since because it's too nerve-wracking for me. I don't want to lose my job. I care about my career enough to know when to use and know when it's appropriate or not. I learned that very early on in my career. It's just that, like, I don't like the anxiety of going to work and, like, being like, well, I could lose my job or someone could do this. Even though not a fucking soul would even know and it's all in your head, it just doesn't feel right to me. So I know there's a time and a place for it, even though I'm a medical patient. I'm not one of those people that are like, oh, I'm smoking fucking weed because I'm the fucking best boy grip. Like, no, what gives me the fucking right to say that? No, dude, you're a human, like everyone else on this fucking set. Start acting like it. Don't be a fucking ego-driven prick. Know what I mean? Time and place, but I'm always 420 friendly. I love the living shit out of the plant. It's great, but like time and place.
It's past 9 o'clock almost, so we're almost done. But at the same time, we can keep going.
Jamie says edibles are the shit, and he is correct, or she. I can't see the profile picture. I'm sorry if I'm getting it wrong. I'm not meaning to.
No. Jamie is our next guest on Thursday. He does stunts.
Oh, awesome!
Yeah, so we're gonna be starting.
So cool, man.
I'm opening the window. I'm opening the window. And
damn it.
Yeah,
I don't want that contact. I don't want that.
I'm looking forward to
Fingers in the room.
I'm looking forward to promoting Thursday night's live stream. I'm doing a live stream over at Buck tomorrow, learning more about PR, so I'm looking forward to that as well. But yeah, I'm just kind of curious, like, what have been the positive effects that marijuana's had on your life?
For me, I'll tell you the story, actually. It's kind of funny. Like, I was in high school. I was kind of more of a drinker, and I'd like, I'd be the one being like, yeah, mom's sleeping over somewhere, and I'd be like fucking drunk as hell in a fucking field somewhere in like Bond Field or some shit, like 16, 17. Anyways, I like doing that more because like, the actual first time I smoked weed was when I was really drunk, and I don't remember it though. They said that I did, but I don't remember it, so I don't classify that as my first time. I just didn't have a good time on it apparently, and I'm like, I used it as that, and I was like, I didn't have a good time and blah blah, but it's like you didn't really remember it. So grade 9, I tried it, still really wasn't working for me, and then like high school, it didn't really work for me very much. I was just like, I don't know if I like this. I like getting drunk more, kind of. And then after high school, when I got diabetes and everything like that, I started hanging out with people who were like real 420 friendly a lot more. And my friend Cody started getting me into it. And then one day I gave him a ride from work, like home, to go to this place, to go to that place, and go pick up pizza and a bunch of little errands he had to do. And then he's like, I have no money, man, but I got 2 1-gram joints. I'm like, I don't really smoke weed, dude. He's like, I have 2 1-gram joints. You're going to take them. You're going to go inside. You're going to smoke them in your apartment. And you're going to fucking watch something funny. And you're going to like it. And you know what? I did that, and I fucking fell in love with weed. Like, I watched Kenny versus Spenny, and I smoked, like, both joints in a row, like, being like, yeah, whatever. Like, I haven't smoked weed in a long time, like, not since, like, partying a few months ago, and blah, blah. So I just did it right on a row, and I didn't really feel it till I went inside. Then I went inside, I threw the Kenny versus Spenny Season 2 DVD on, and I'm fucking howling, just, like, munching out. And I was first diabetic at this point, too, and I'm like, man, I'm not even thinking about diabetic shit, and I'm thinking about, I was actually like on time with my insulin, and I'm like, oh, you got to do that, and like reminding myself of things that I need to be doing. And I'm like, I think I can start using this with my everyday life, maybe, I don't know. Then it started just popping up more in my life. Like I started being in bands, and then everyone was smoking weed in the bands. And then I found out you can get a medical license here and everything, so I got it for diabetic neuropathy and sleep aid in like 2015. And ever since 2015, like till now, I've just been like medical token, and yeah, man, just trying to find out what works for me and what doesn't. And I kind of have a regimen now, and I just go with that. Unless I'm working, then when I'm working, I switch the regimen. It's like a diet. It's like an insulin schedule. I got to switch that up along with. What's happening? You're putting it sideways now?
Yeah, is that okay?
Yeah, I'll do that too. Yeah, here, I'll do that as well.
Nick's able to switch back.
Hold on.
Yeah, we're good.
Nope, that's too low.
We're good. So Nick, let's sit on the fire.
There you go. Look at that.
Solve the problem.
The instant
Okay, we
people
solved it.
love this. Okay, there you go. You guys are like that again. All right, going back to this.
Well, we don't have too many more questions, but
what are some of your go-to munchies?
For me, I'm really liking plantain chips lately. What else is there? Munchies. Oh, walnuts. Like a handful of almonds and like raisins and shit. That's good too. Obviously the potato chips are great. I really stay away from the candies and like the ice creams because like the carb load. There's lots of carbs and potatoes and like those snack chips too. But like I find my body can like kind of break those down a lot better than like the dairy fatty ones. I don't know, chocolate shit like that.
Okay. Do you have any notable nicknames or slang terms you use for marijuana?
No, I try to just call it cannabis.
Yeah.
Or I like the devil's lettuce. That's cool. Or
My dad
jazz cabbage is funny.
My dad calls it Elvis.
Elvis. Got any Elvis?
Exactly. Going to get some Elvis.
I call it hang out with my buds. That's a good one too.
Did Nick ask, do you have any special hidden talents that are revealed upon smoking weed?
Hidden talents. Smoke rings, I guess. Yeah.
Have you ever
I might be able to make some with vape clouds. I don't know.
Do you feel that the legalization of marijuana has normalized it too much and has made it more or less enjoyable?
Yeah, they can do whatever the fuck they want. You know what I mean? Like, it's cool that it's federally legal, but like, I'm all about make sure that you label it correctly. Stop giving false information. Like, stop giving false information. Like, fucking, there's this much THC in this or that much CBD here, and the ratios are all off. It's like, why is it? How can it be 17% like THC, and then it ends up being 940 milligrams like of THC total? I'm like, how does that? I don't know how that converts. I try to do math with it. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. And I don't like how certain strains that I know, strains that I grew up with, and like fucking know the work and how they work on me, are labeled as hybrid or indica or sativa when they're not. Because if someone who's trying to look for a daytime thing goes and gets that and it's an actual indica and they smoke it and they're like, well, why do I feel so couch locked? I was supposed to get shit done today and I'm dependent on this medicine because that's what I have done now. So what's going on? So it's like, just label it correctly, and that's cool. Because like there's a cannabis caretaker, like, or not care, I forget what it's called. They're like cannabis courtesy. That's what cannabis courtesy companies, which are like ones that kind of like are still around, but no one really knows about. They kind of like went against some loopholes, and they can like sell more higher concentrated THC levels than the government does. I wouldn't want to label or name any of that on like a live stream because I don't fuck people around, but like there's a lot of them out there, and those are the ones that people like me depend on to get, like Rick Simpson oil or like things that like help out with nerve pain. Like Rick Simpson oil has been really great with my neuropathic pain that I've gotten from doing like grip and electric work. Like I've gotten strains in my fingers and some of my and parts of my feet too because of just the strenuous work I do. And like the Rick Simpson at night before I go to bed is fucking phenomenal. I sleep great, and I'm not really feeling like the coldness or the numbness to it if it comes. It's not every day it happens, but like some days are worse than others. You just got to live with it.
What's your crib looking like? Can we have a tour?
My crib?
Or your immediate surroundings.
You can have a tour of my room. It's like soundproof, but it's small.
Yeah.
My outside is just like kind of like a living area. I'm just at my parents' right now because like it's in between like living areas right now.
Nice.
Yeah, because of fucking the old financial situations and the old COVID, but figuring it out.
That's fair. That's fair.
I finally have a savings and like all that stuff now, so like that's all cool. So it's all like kind of great that I'm not really like paying too many bills. I'm like, yeah, I can still keep saving money. Fuck it. You know what I mean?
Good. I'm like, yeah, I'm.
Lots of people would say I want to cut off my fucking pinky finger to do that because like they're like, dude, I'm like dying. I have rent. I got this. I got that. I'm like, well, I got two is just cut in half, and like it's by my parents and shit like that. They're not like slumlords or anything. So whatever.
Yeah, it's good that they're not slumlords.
No. To their diabetic son, get the fuck out of here.
Working in your comfort zone versus expanding to other roles. Do you see yourself moving into any other roles on set, or you know what I mean, like directing or DPing? Like what do you know what I mean?
I'd like to direct because I kind of do that for Plywood Mind and stuff. But like I'd like to know like more of how they direct on like set because I have my own type of way that I do it. Because when I direct with my dudes that I direct, like they've been working with me for a while, so they know what I kind of want. They know how it works. They know that like they can go off script a little bit, but I just try to say like stay within these jokes or whatever, so it's still the punchline lines up still. You know what I mean? But like I'd like to kind of pick some directors' brains about things.
Shout out to Trish Ranoni and Rebecca Herron for throwing an awesome Sioux Film Festival.
Yeah, exactly. Like shout out to those two again, 100%. They're gonna have another one this year, so that should be cool. And yeah, dude, Trish and Rebecca were great. I had a blast when we were there. Peter and Tanike said they were still talking about it like a week later. Like we had a blast. It was absolutely fun being there, man. We missed you. I was trying to introduce the boys to you guys, and then I'm like, Jay didn't. I thought you were still living in the Sioux, right? So I'm like, Jay didn't come. Fuck, god damn it.
I did want to be there. I should just fly home when I can. Like it's just like, fuck. I wish I was there. Did you get your? They're sending like award cards or something. They're sending like cards.
Cards? No, I didn't get any awards. That's why I just got the official selection. But I'm happy with that. It's sick. It got us like Lawn Brothers has a festival life now, and like more people look at it.
It should have won best comedy. Was it in for best short film?
I don't think there was a best comedy. I think there was best short film, but there were better short films than the Lon Brothers.
Well, wasn't one of the short films like it was like a $50K budget or something? Like it was a pretty big budget short film.
Oh, dude, the Paperboy, that one that was in there, that one fucking killed it, dude. It had crane shots, and it was like 80s style-esque. Like, I'm like, yeah, ours is all like blown out fucking backgrounds. Not stopped well enough because we were just kind of on the fly that day. It was really hot out, and like we had a lot of shots to do. And it was like, I had a lot of prep for the Lon Brothers, actually. Like, that was one of the most prepped, scheduled fucking shoots I've ever done. And then I just thought it'd be funny to I made a Film Freeway account because I'm like, I think I want to become a film festival guy. That'd be funny. Then I just started throwing it at places, right? And then I sent it to Trish and Rebecca. And then they didn't even email me. Like, I was in it, and I just see, like, the Sioux Film Festival because I'm following it. And it says, Patrick McNeil, Lon Brothers. I'm like, no, I'm not. They didn't say it. I messaged Trish. I'm like, is it true, dude? Like, you didn't tell me. Like, she's like, oh, damn, I didn't give you the notice. Damn. I'm like, yeah, well, fuck. Like, I'd like to know. Thanks for having me in here, though. It's cool. I'm like, why'd you pick it? And she's like, simply because it was fucking funny. I'm like, awesome. So, yeah. It's gotten some hate too. Like, some people are like, you should keep your grip job because it's not that funny. And I'm like,
That's good.
I love the negativity comments. It's like, aw. Dad didn't come home from the store when they were 13.
Well, I guess the three of us, in our own ways, have all cultivated, online presences. Nick has done really tremendous with his TikTok campaign and the campaign. Well, it's a campaign. I mean, you've been.
That's great.
Say it's all I got right now, so I just put all my attention into it.
You got more than that, dude. Guaranteed. I just don't know what it is because I just met you today. So
Right.
Always remember that.
Appreciate that.
I appreciate
You too, Jade. You too, Jade.
And then
You fucking look like Razor. Where's your gold chain, Razor Ramon? What the fuck's happening? Oh, it's there. There it is. I see it now.
He's always. Yeah, it was great to have.
Get a toothpick and flick it at me.
Thanks.
I'm sorry I missed you in the
Yeah,
Sioux,
yeah.
but like you're in North Bay. My little brother, I think, is going to be going to North Bay next year for school, so I'll be visiting him. I'll be visiting you.
That's cool, man. Next year. Oh yeah, I'll still be here. I'll be rolling in it. Whatever that is.
Well, when you're
But
rolling,
no, dude, fuck. How's Quinn? You still talk to Quinn?
of course. Have you seen Quinn's episodes?
No, on what?
Okay, I'm gonna show you this really quick.
Dude, okay, you gotta send me the links. I gotta check it out. I'll have a few beers and I'll check it out.
I'm just gonna put on a little bit of Quinn's journey for you, just like a little bit of dancing.
All right, cool, yeah.
So
Quinn's awesome.
I made it with Quinn and my dad actually, and
That's funny. Okay,
the interview.
I made
If it isn't, what's your name again? My name is Christopher McNeil. How you doing? Coming to the house. Oh, I've been hunting deers. Okay. If you know what I mean.
Is this your YouTube, dude?
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I gotta check this out. Fuck yeah, Quinn. Look at him go. Gives it. Look at him go. Missed that kid. But no, dude, he was like the backstory for people watching. Like when I was done getting to know you with Jade, we went out to a local bar at the Sioux called, I think the Roadhouse it was, yeah, Roadhouse. So you went there and you were driving around, going to the banks and whatever the fuck, and then like we're listening to different music, and then we're like, you were like, you want to hear some heavy metal, Quinn? And I put on Rotting Christ. I'll never forget it. I can't pronounce the song name because it's Greek, but when it kicked in, it was like he was like, holy shit! Like, he was freaking out and he was like throwing down with me and shit. I'm like, this kid's gonna go places. I'll never forget that, man. He was great.
He's natural. He's very much the natural guy.
He didn't. He just not turned off by anything. He's like open and like he's like, yes, that works for me. No, that doesn't work for me. That's what's cool. He's like real super blunt. Need that more in the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Instead of being fake and being like, yeah, I do like that, even though I fucking hate my life.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy when working with him and he puts on the hats of different characters too. Like I've seen him change personalities, and it's cool to see him, take on that, that challenge of becoming someone else, but he just does it so effortlessly. I'm like, this guy can act.
Yeah.
But his parents don't put him in enough scenarios where he can do more creative things. It's hard, right? Like, because there's not a lot, so you got to create your own opportunities too, right?
It's also like what the parents' view is on it and stuff too, because there could be like the helicopter parent and the overprotective and stuff like that. Because I have family where they seem a little bit like that with their child too. So it's like, I don't know why. You got to let them. They're like an adult. They got to do things. You know what I mean? They got shit to do. You got to let them grow, be free.
It's tough.
Like everyone's got to learn mistakes. It doesn't matter what disability they may have, whatever the fuck. Like they got to still go out and do it. They're still human beings. They still got to do things, man. They still got to live. They got to make mistakes. They got to learn for themselves. You can't do that to someone, like anybody. You can't just like expect them that the world never hurt them, because life is suffering. I don't give a fuck who you are. Everybody suffers. Everyone's a broken-hearted bird. Like there's something that we all hold on to that's like, that really hurts me. It sucks. Like that sucks. I think about that, but like it's all in how we work with our suffering to make, like, as the I forget the who's the Nietzsche, I think, the nihilistic guy there. Yeah. Him. He says that he's like, you got to follow through with the suffering to make it the best. But it's like, it's pretty much working backwards from pain. That's all it is. That's all how I use mental health. And a guy named Mark Manson, who wrote The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, has taught me and lots of other people that. But it takes a while to learn it for yourself because it's not taught. You got to teach it to yourself. I mean, so it's working backwards from your pain. If you can grasp that concept, you pretty much can grasp, like, a happier and more linear, like, mental life. Not linear in a sense that, like, I'm going to get a white picket fence and, like, a salary and a wife and this, and, like, I have to just have that because society says I have to. Society, like, subconsciously brings us down with all these magazines and what we need to look like in Photoshop and all that junk, like male penis envy, how guys are, like, our sex lives, like, that. We are, a lot of us, even Mark Manson has said, our sex lives like define men. If we don't have a kill count or whatever, we're not superior. We're not whatever, and that fucks with a lot of dudes. You know what I mean? It's like that shouldn't matter. What matters is like what you make matter in your individual life. You're not a group. You are not a conservative. You are not a fucking liberal. You are not a metalhead. You are not a wrestling fan. You are Jade Robertson. You are Nicholas. You are Plywood. You are, you know what I mean? Like you're yourself. And no one can take that away from you. Only you know you, and it's up to you to figure out you so you can make the world a better place. Because if you don't know yourself, you're going to resent a bunch of things and hold on to shit, and it's going to come out in a bunch of bad ways. It's all through experience and what I've learned and like what I've read about, talking to professionals, and like just reading books on self-help. I'm like a self-help maniac now, dude. I fucking love it.
Well, that was awesome.
I always say, anyone watching too, if they feel like they're fucking struggling or something, like just send me an email. I got my email on my Instagram on there on one of my highlights.
Yep.
I don't know which one. Click it. It's there. It's one of my emails. If I don't respond to it right away, I'll try to get it to it at some point. But like, I try my best to respond to anyone who takes out time of their day to say, thanks for making Letterkenny, or wow, you made me smile today, or wow, your shirt looks good in your last post, whatever, or like, I like your cat. Awesome, man. Like if they try to reach out to me, I try to reach back out. Like, but I know I don't get to everyone, and I'm sorry if I don't, but I try to, and I still will if I ever get any more like famous or known or whatever fucking movies I'm going to be a part of at one point. I don't know what's going to happen with my life. I only know what's happening today.
Right.
Tomorrow's not guaranteed,
Well, stay
That's
fucking awesome. That was incredible. I'm so like,
That was
I'm
the
so glad
perfect
we were
way to-
recording this. So I
yeah,
go back and
to
watch.
close
That
it
was
out.
awesome, dude. That was sick. Like,
Yeah.
I really enjoyed hearing all of that.
Well, you can like bingo bongo 22:30 is like damn right. There you go. Horns up.
I think
They get it.
I think we just
Can you get like the? Oh, sorry. I keep walking on you. Go.
this will be available for home rental.
On IGTV.
Rental.
Do a one.
You should download it and send it to me so I can have it for my hard drive.
Yes, I will, and it'll
Awesome.
be in the wall as well. We'll caption it, and we'll tag you in a little story about this.
But yeah, thanks for taking the time and being so open with us and hanging out on a Tuesday night. I mean,
This is great. This was.
Jay's gone.
I mean, I could stay here forever. That's the problem, right? Like, I just really.
Yeah, I try to be open and honest so anyone who's watching can, like, relate, know they're not alone.
Totally.
Just because, like, certain things might seem like this or whatever, or this one's got that, blah, blah. Stop fucking comparing yourself to motherfucking people. You can only compare yourself to your fucking self, man. That's it. Compare yourself to the yesterday self. That's what I try to do. I'm like, what can I learn from myself yesterday? What can I do better from yesterday, tomorrow? Like if I have it tomorrow, because I might wake up dead tomorrow. Who fucking knows? Question your morality.
Right.
Just love every small little moment you get, man. You don't know when you're gonna not get it. I learned that from my friends, like a friend dying, like a friend killing himself. Like it's all these eye-opening things. Just enjoy everything, man, for what it is. Even if it is negative, you got to take it for even your positives. Try to learn your positives as well as your negatives. Make it equal. Even if there's someone dying and stuff, try to make it like, work with the experience. It's bad, it's sad, obviously. There's a thing to it, but it's just, you got to work with it and work with all the stages and feel it till you heal it, If you don't, then you're just going to hurt yourself.
Feel it till you heal it, work backwards from pain, and just, and don't become egocentric either. We were talking about that earlier too. Just, be able to swallow it down and just not have to, swallow your own ego. You don't have to fucking, be that way. You don't have to be that way.
Talk to your inner child. Talk to your inner you, man. Like, all the stuff that made you a kid, all those TV shows you like, all those things, like, you don't have to outgrow any of that shit, man. Like, love it more, for fuck's sakes. Like, if you like something, like, ever since I started doing mental health, all the things I really loved, I didn't really like. I had no interest in. Like, depression's fucking real, people. It's fucking real, man. It's real. Like, you lose interest in the shit that you don't like, that you used to like a lot. Like, I didn't really skate that much. I fucking barely watch pro wrestling anymore, or I wasn't really checking out any metal bands. Ever since I did mental health and I started getting back into things, I'm, like, back into fucking things, man. Like, I'm into it, Get yourself back into the things you love. Doesn't matter how old you are, dude. Fucking, you love that. You love Super Mario. If you're 50, be like, Luigi was the best. Fuck you if you don't fucking love it. Like,
Yeah. That was very.
Cheers, boys. Thank you for having me on.
That was very Pete Davidson. I saw a very Pete. That was good. I'm looking forward to bringing you onto my project. It's called Portals. I'll let you know about that at a later date.
I like that. Cool. Portals. Awesome.
It's sketch comedy and it's sketchy.
Oh, fuck yeah. I'm a sketchy sketch comedian. As you can tell by my patchy beard.
Well, thank you for your time, Patrick. Like, this was awesome, and happy 420, and enjoy the rest of your evening. And
happy 420 to everybody. That's the wrong thing to cheers up here. This is right. Oh, there we go.
Stay safe.
Well, thank you, boys.
And looking forward to being up in North Bay and seeing you there, or in Toronto, or in the Soo, or wherever. Or
wherever, man. Yeah, message me when you're all around. Right. I'll be around too. But thank you, boys, for giving me your time as well, because like this has been a blast. Just like talking to two friends.
Right.
Love that shit.
Thanks for helping us promote it with all those great stuff. So.
Oh fuck yeah! All through the vault, all the old shit that I had. I got hard drives full of junk. So yeah.
I'll send you this. I'll send you this, and looking forward to, I don't know, just hearing what's going on next, and looking forward to your next projects too. Like, I'm looking forward to going into your projects and checking some more of them out too, and continuing to share our art. My mom just came in, so I gotta go because I spoke too much weed, and she's gonna be like, "What the hell, Jake?"
I got some things on the horizon, but yeah. Peace out, boys. Thank you. Take good care.
See ya.
Have a good night, man.
And hi, everybody.
Good night. Check out Plywood Mind. Good night.
Plywood Mind. Check out Letterkenny.
And deliciously dope.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye.
How do you exit this thing?